All right. Oh, just a little bit of stretching. Oh, man. Loading. So we got through the door. So is there an inner chamber? As the textures load. Okay. Okay, big inner chamber, so hopefully that means that those heart pieces are in there.
Number 6, here we come.
Oh, and that is where the last emerald is, so yeah.
So, earlier you said I had 0 chances of winning. Change your mind yet?
No. But I have not run a simulation on our present circumstances either.
Ah, yeah. So, you're saying there maybe is a chance.
I am saying we are in a desperate situation. The threat we face is beyond imagination.
Hey, if there's even a 1% chance I can turn that despair of yours into hope, I won't disappoint.
All right. Get the Chaos Emerald. Okay, so I think, and yep, I see a heart piece in there. So I was correct. Perfect. And just right back outside. Okay. Excellent. Now there's one towards the back. And there it is. Yes, we've got... No, there's one more. Oh, it was hidden by Sage. Oh, okay. Guess we're going to go do that one. Wait, hold on. What did that unlock? I don't know. Oh, it unlocked this thing. Okay, cool. Okay. Oh, there it is. Okay. Ooh. All right. I get there from you, and I get there from... that? Maybe? Oh, yeah, I don't think I got close enough. Okay, here we go. Nope, that is not what I was hoping for. Oh, wait, maybe it was. Oh, wait. Where? Wait a minute. What do you shoot off of then? Hold on. Oh, come on. Come on, we're so close. I just want to get this. Ah, okay. Ugh. Fine. Okay, let me do this again. Okay, so that was it. All right, fine, whatever. All right, but it's done. We've got them all. Where am I going? This way. Right. Okay, so that should be all of them. I don't see any more. Okay, I think we got them. I think we got it. Let's get this Chaos Emerald. All right, here we go. Okay, one left.
Sonic,
I'm really glad I went back and did all those.
I know. You're not fast enough, so I found it for you. Go ahead and beat that giant.
Nice.
Don't you dare lose it.
Now why would I want to disappoint you?
Okay. Last Titan. That was cool. I like that exchange. I wasn't fast enough to get all of them. Just all but one. Ooh, this is a big boy. Ooh, that is a big gun. Supreme. Oh, okay. This is very somber music. Whoa! There we go. Cool. All right, phase 2. Oh boy! Oh, he's got wings. He's flying. That is awesome looking. Oh, jeez. Okay. Oh, dang. Oh, come on. I had that. Are you even taking damage? It doesn't look like you are. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. Oh, big gun time. Oh, snap. Oh, okay. Nope, I missed it. There it is. Okay. Oh, man. That can't be it. That was a little easy. The evil presence leaving it now? I'm assuming.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's my question. Is that it? That wasn't that hard.
all we did was chase it out of its shell.
Okay.
It's retreating do. I must leave you.
I understand. Go. Fulfill your function.
Oh, she gets to control the mech.
Hurry, before it regains its full strength.
Ladies first.
Oh boy.
Be careful, dear daughter.
Aw. Achievement unlocked. Hope across ages. Defeat the Titan and complete the main story on Aranos Island. Alright, big space battle. Against a dark moon. The end.
He took your home world. He took your lives. Are you going to let him do it all over again? I need your help. We can end this. Please.
Oh no! Is it another Galaga section? Oh crap. Nice.
Now or never.
Oh. Okay. There we go. Ah! There we go. Come on. Nope. Nope. There it is. Okay. That's pretty. A land at peace. Defeated the final threat and completed the main story. Seriously, that was all I had to do? Okay, good. She's gonna sacrifice herself.
Please look after Father.
Oh, our friends are back.
All right.
Nux for Knuckles. That's right. Oh, Eggman. Okay. So, time for some thoughts here. Overall, really good game. As far as, like, the gameplay was really good. It was solid. Like, there was a few things, like a little bit of floaty controls, but for the most part, it was good. The gameplay was a lot of fun, having the open world. You get to explore. There's, things to collect and do just all over the place. That part was a lot of fun. The portals were good. I liked the different challenges it gave you. There was a lot of neat ideas that came out of it, but it did reuse a lot of Green Hill Zone, Chemical Plant, Sky Sanctuary, Radical Highway, which in recent games have been done again and again and again. Like, because ever since Sonic Generations, especially, they've been reusing these a little bit from a nostalgia factor, and they keep saying, oh, it's Sonic Generations, this was, all the stuff that happened in the past, and, it's a whole time travel thing, and that game was a celebration of Sonic's history, right? So that made sense. And it was fun. It was neat to go back and see all that stuff again. But then you had Sonic Forces that did that again. And a lot of the places, in a sense, because it pulls back and you see this whole world, and there's stuff going on all over the world, and there's different missions, and you bounce back and forth. So yeah, you'll have some new places, but then you'll have some old places because, Green Hill's under attack, and, yada, yada, yada. So there's a little bit of that. It kind of makes sense, but at the same time, people are starting to get sick of it because there's been so many Green Hills. And then you come to this game, you're on a completely different island, and they made it make sense because when you go into the portals, it's pulling from Sonic's memories to make him understand the world he's around. So his memories are Green Hill and Chemical Plant and all that other stuff. So story-wise, they made it make sense. But I feel like they could have done some different settings for the portals. Because that has been a complaint from the games lately, is just the reuse and overuse of those places, and just keep on going back and back and back and not coming up with anything new. So a little bit disappointing there, but gameplay wise, they were fun. Like, they were neat challenges. I'm glad that they pulled back, and S ranks, most of them were pretty easy to get. Some of them were pretty tight, but most of them were pretty easy to get. I managed to get them all, and I'm not a normal Sonic player. So there's that. The red rings. Pretty much they were all on the path. Maybe you had to get a certain spot on the path, but for the most part, they weren't as hard to find as some other games were. Because Sonic Forces, I never found them all. And there was some that I had to look up. So those were easier to find. It was so those were a bit more of a fun challenge, right? And it wasn't like a hide and seek that was super hard. So I like that. That ending, very anticlimactic, honestly. Like, the Titan fight, there wasn't much to it. Like, the Titan fight before that, right? The third island, that one was amazing. That was awesome. There was a lot of stuff to it. It was really cool. This Titan fight, there wasn't that much to it. And then you get to the big bad, the big evil thing that, Sage has been warning about. There's no way we're ever going to get past this. And, oh, here we go. Hold on. We'll get back to it.
So, that was fun. But I guess it's time we got moving. I know you all have big plans.
You're gonna hardly recognize me when we see each other again.
I wonder if Cream and Sticks are free.
Sticks?
Next road trip out of it.
Interesting.
Good to get back to my island. At least for a while.
We're wasting daylight. Let's go.
Oh, they had to rush the game at the end? I didn't know. Oh, hi, Blue Speed, 580. Okay. Well, cool. Good to know. Yeah, once this cutscene's over, I'll get a little bit more into it. I'll finish my thought there. Okay. Hey, thanks for the follow. I believe that was a follow. Yeah, Blue Speed. Yeah, thanks for the follow. Awesome. Appreciate that. So, and that's what I was going to say, is it felt like it was rushed. Like, they were building up to something big, and what they did fell flat. And it... Like, when I played the Mass Effect series, okay, there was a lot of build-up, and a lot of... And in that series, I remember, like, at the end of Mass Effect 3, which was the big finale of the series, right? There was a lot of build-up, a lot of stuff going on, and then it had the ending, which a lot of people felt underwhelmed. Like, there wasn't enough to like, close it all up. Honestly, I did not have as much problem with the ending as Mass Effect 3 as a lot of people did. And then, of course, they made a patch, and then they fleshed that out more, and they expanded the ending, and that's cool. I kind of wish I don't know how they would do it, but it'd be cool if they did that with this one, too. But the journey was so much of that game that's why I didn't feel Mass Effect. I wasn't let down as much with Mass Effect. This one, there was a lot of build-up and just not the payoff. Blue Speed, you think they're bringing a new ending for Sonic and side characters with DLC and also side stories, so you have way more stories, way more characters, new story for Sonic, and all for free. For free. That is cool. If that's true, that's awesome. I really hope they do that, because this... To build it up... Okay, I said it earlier. Blue Speed, I don't think you were watching at this, but, like, just a little bit before we got to the final, like, end sequence. And I was just doing my last little bit of cleanup. The story they were building with the Ancients and the heroes of the Ancients, which controlled the 4 mechs, which are the Titans that you ended up fighting. You had a character for each island, right? There were 4 islands, there were 4 Titans, and you had a character for one. You had Amy, you had Knuckles, and you had Tails. And then the final island, which was Sonic. So you had 4 characters, 4 islands, 4 Titans. Okay, get rid of that. I mentioned this, that it would be really cool if in the final sequence, the 4 main characters took over the Titans and ended up, like, controlling the Titans somehow. I know you kind of blew up the first ones, but I saw that the last Titan was not blown up, and I'm like, oh, they're going to take control of it, and Sage ended up taking control of it, which I guess works. It makes sense. But it was set up. It was set up perfectly, right? That you had 4 Titans. You had 4, including Sonic, you had the 4 friends. The 4 heroes of the Sage heroes that of the ancient heroes, right? Oh my gosh. Okay, we have another cutscene. Hold on. I'll get back to my thought. Two end credit scenes, yeah. Oh no.
That's my girl.
Ooh. That's interesting. Did she assimilate? Okay, we're back to... Let me get to... Over here. 2 end credits. Okay, let's get to the chatting screen. Okay, so... To me, story-wise, what they were building up to, they could have, should have, I don't know if they're going to do this, but it felt like they were building up 4 Titans, 4 mechs, 4 heroes, and all those heroes are going to come together and fight this big bad. And I feel like that's how it should have ended, right? You get the last Titan, the 4 friends are, or the 3 that have been trapped are released. And they take over the Titans. Sage helps them out, guides them. I don't know, however it works out. But they take the Titans, and then that's one last big bad battle against this thing, right? that was this huge threat, and Sage is like, it's impossible we're ever going to be able to do this, and even after I've seen Supersonic defeat all these other Titans, it's still impossible, right? That was the buildup I was expecting, and we didn't get that. And I mean, you said it was rushed. Obviously, it feels very rushed. So, I feel like that it was just a big miss. And if that's going to be part of the new DLC and the new story ending, that would be awesome. Like that is what I would expect out of it. You say there's probably going to be the new Sonic story that they're adding. Okay, so that's cool. So there's that. So the ending was a big letdown. You didn't say that the game wasn't worth 60, but it's because the ending was rushed. They didn't even get to implement all the other stuff, so they bring in DLC form. Okay, about it being worth $60. A story letdown like that, I don't think that necessarily diminishes the $60 price tag. I mean, most games they come out new, they're $60 anyway, because there was a lot of content. And the highlight of the game, the thing that I think they did the best thing with, is building up each character. Like you go through with Amy and you build up her and Sonic's relationship. Like you see honest care more so here than any other game before this. And so their relationship, like his relationship with each of those characters was built upon beautifully, something they haven't done in a long time. Like Sonic Adventure, okay? Like is like, as far as I remember, that's the most character development I've seen since those games. Sonic and Amy's relationship. Amy not just being the fangirl that she's just obsessed with Sonic and that's her whole character, right? She's actually thinking about a lot of things. Knuckles, who goes into a little bit of his backstory and just trying to let go of certain things and seeing their relationship kind of like dude, bro, you know, it's like we've been rivals and we're kind of equals, and Sonic's like there as a friend, he's helping. And Knuckles, who, you know, before meeting Sonic and Tails was pretty much alone his whole life, and reinforcing that fact that Knuckles has a family now in these friends, and especially Sonic, who is you know, just right there with him, right? They're bros. They're there. They give each other a hard time, but they are there for each other, right? And then you have Tails. And I talked about this earlier, like in Sonic Adventure, they really brought Tails' character up. They gave him so much character development in Sonic Adventure 1 and Sonic Adventure 2 that he gained a lot of confidence. He was his own character. He could fight his own battles, and he didn't need Sonic there all the time. That was a big thing in Sonic Adventure 1, and it carried over into Sonic Adventure 2. And then after that, everything just went away, and he was just there, and he was, in some games, he was just a big scaredy cat. In other games, he was just the snarky tech nerd, and that was all he was good for. But then they bring this, and they come back, and they say, Tails is going, he needs to stop relying on Sonic. He needs to become his own person. And he followed Sonic and he got a lot of inspiration from Sonic, but he is his own person and he has the ability to go way farther than where he is right now. And by constantly following Sonic and just being the sidekick, he's not going to be able to do that. And he says, maybe I need to go out on my own. Oh my gosh, if that is a lead up to Sonic Team saying, hey, we're going to give Tails his own game again, that is fantastic. I would love to play a Tails, like a game that Tails is the main character. Tails is the lead and he's doing his own thing. That would be awesome. So everything that they did as far as that, and the open world was great. It was fun to run around. Like the open world and that character development, to me, satisfies the price tag. Like it was a long game. Like I've spent we're at 40 hours, I think, on this game. And so I do think like there was a lot of time that was able to spend. So I do appreciate the $60 price tag. If they are going to do all those updates and they're all going to be free because they ended up being rushed and they said, oh, we weren't able to do everything we wanted to do, and we're not going to punish you all for our misstep. And once we have everything ready and everything that we want, we're going to release it. That's awesome. That's cool. You had a way simpler idea. They could just make it where they go on their own adventures in cyberspace. That'd be cool too. I mean, honestly, that's the other thing. Like, Sonic Adventure did this thing where they let you play multiple different characters, right? You were able to play Sonic and Tails and Knuckles and Amy and whatnot, and eventually Shadow and all them other ones in Sonic Adventure 2. And they had their own abilities, they had their own story, they had, their own thing that was unique. They weren't just another Sonic clone, because, I mean, yeah, you could play Sonic, the original Sonic 2, right? Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and you could play as Tails. And sure, he had the ability to fly, but otherwise he was a fast runner and all this other stuff. And he had a little bit of uniqueness, but ultimately it was just, he'd played the exact same story, the exact same levels. He could maybe access a few different things, but it was the same thing. It was the same game. You just had a little bit different abilities. You could fly, and then Sonic 3 and Knuckles, you'd play as Knuckles, and he could glide and climb up walls, and that's cool. Little bit of replayability, but ultimately it's the same levels and it's just the same stuff, and you're just getting to the end of the level. But there wasn't a lot different about it. So, but when Sonic Adventure came out, you had different abilities, you have different objectives, they're the whole different storyline, and of course they all come together at the end, which is perfect. That's the way it should be. I miss that. And they tried it again with Sonic 06, but Sonic 06 was such a train wreck anyway that it... Anyway, but if they could get back to the Sonic Adventure where you have all of these great characters, and if you could get their gameplay down and just get a good return to, okay, let's build these characters up, let's explore their stories and do all this other stuff, I would love that. And I'm pretty sure a lot of the Sonic fan community would love that as well, because there's so much there that could be explored. So that would be really cool, and go on their own adventures in cyberspace. You can see what they're doing. That'd be neat too. And while Sonic's running around doing all this stuff, let them do their own thing and figure some stuff out, right? Do some stuff in cyberspace that Sonic's not a part of. That'd be cool. But yeah, I would love to see Tails get his own game. I'd love to see Knuckles get his own game. That'd be great too. Oh no, don't worry about it. I was going to rant anyway. And honestly, I am done a lot sooner than I thought I was going to be. So do not worry at all. Because I was expecting to go for at least another hour. I didn't think I was going to finish this soon. So anyway, but I do appreciate you jumping in, Blue Speed. Yeah, so that's kind of my rant. It was a good game. The ending was a letdown, but it sounds like it was rushed, and they knew it was a letdown. They knew it was going to be a letdown. So, and they have plans to fix that, which is awesome. That's cool. And if that DLC comes out, I'll come back and revisit this game, and we'll get all that stuff unlocked, right? And re-explore that stuff. That'll be a lot of fun. If that's true, I'm excited for what they're going to do. And give a different perspective once all that's done. Because if they carry on with what they're doing, because I think they got the hint from the fan community that characters were not being developed. They were just reverting back to their basics. Tails is just the scaredy sidekick that has to rely on Sonic, and Amy was the, obsessive fangirl, and Knuckles is just the dumb rival, the brainless rival, whatever, the brainless brute. But now they're actually developing that, getting back to developing the characters, and hopefully they continue with that and don't revert back again. That's what I'm looking forward to. Because that's one of the things I like about the Sonic universe. Yes, I grew up playing the Mario games. I didn't play a lot of the Sonic games until Sonic Adventure. And even after that, I didn't play a lot of them, just kind of intermittently. I'm more of a Mario guy. But you have to admit, the Mario characters, there's not much to them. It's okay, the princess is captured again. Let's go save her. And it's who's in this game? Can we play as Luigi? Can we play as Yoshi? Or is it just Mario? Bowser gets way better treatment in the Mario games than Mario does. That's for sure. Even Luigi, the sidekick, gets way better treatment than, as far as like story development, character development, than Mario ever does. Mario is just there. So anyway, yeah, okay. My rant is coming to an end. I'm running out of breath. But so I love the Sonic because they have so many different characters, and some of them I don't care for, some of them I do, but they have so much potential to develop them. Let's see. Mario's always like plumber brother. Got to go save the princess. Desert grass. Yeah, I could see that. So, which I mean is fine because Mario survives because the gameplay is like almost always like superb. Like it's the platforming and the design and it's fun. And then they add gimmicks and you can play with multiple people, new Super Mario Brothers, or you can explore the galaxy and you have all the gravity gimmicks, or Super Mario Odyssey, you have all these new places to do and you can use your hat to possess people, right? They do little gimmicks, but for the most part, I mean, level design is great, controls are great, and that's what they go off of. And it's fun and collectibles and stuff. And then the Mario RPGs, the Paper Mario series, fantastic for the most part, especially, I mean, Mario has no development whatsoever, but the worlds are fun, the characters are fun, they do a lot of fun stuff, and the writing is hilarious. I love it. But once again, Mario has no development whatsoever. He's just there. So, but Sonic, Sonic hasn't had a whole lot of development either, but that's where, all of his side characters at least have some development in them. You have Tails coming into his own. You have Knuckles dealing with his past and trying to learn more about trust and friendship and family. And then you have, Amy, who hopefully is starting to build a little bit more of her character and come into their own. Yeah, they all have their own origin story. Right, exactly. And then you introduce like Shadow and his whole backstory, and yeah, it's edgy and it's kind of out there, and they kind of went off the rails on his backstory and all this other stuff, but he's still a really cool character that has a lot of potential. And that's what I really like about the Sonic series. And to have had so many games that they tried their gimmicks and a lot of them didn't work. I mean, at least they tried. I mean, they tried. I'll give them that. They tried. But, I mean, the stories, characters, and they just, so much potential that they fall flat on. But this one, I feel like they really took the time to explore that, and that's what I love most about this game. That is the best part about this game, is being able to see the relationships with Sonic and Amy, Sonic and Knuckles, Sonic and Tails, and to really develop that and start to build up their own characters. So I love that. I really, really hope they continue that and expand that, because that is what is going to get the Sonic fan base fired up again after so many years of just falling flat on their face. Free Riders, now I got to get my titles right. There was Free Riders as the series, because I believe there were 3 games, and the third one was like motion controlled. I don't know anything about that one. That's like the only one that I don't know anything about. But the first 2 that was controller controlled, yeah, they had great stories too. Like, it was fun. The Babylonians, they were fun new characters. There was a lot of fun they had with them. I mean, Tails actually did a pretty good job in that series. He did, that was kind of neat to see. Amy wasn't as bad in that one. Knuckles was Knuckles was just kind of there for the most part, at least for what I remember. But yeah, the Free Riders was good. I think they had decent stories. But the third one, which was complete like motion control, I don't know much about that one. I didn't actually get into that one. So anyway, so yeah, I mean, Sonic is just big ups and downs and in the whole series, and this one, story-wise, character-wise, was a big up. Controls were pretty good too. I mean, honestly, and just running around and exploring, and there wasn't a big variety of environments, but it was still fun to just run around and figure out the puzzles. The puzzles were fun. They had a lot of, some of them could have been a little bit harder, but the puzzles were still fun, right? And then exploring the map and just exploring. And that's one of the things I like. And I'm also, I like collectathons. Like I grew up on collectathons, the 3D adventure platformers where you collect everything in sight. You know, that scratched that itch for me pretty good too. So anyway, okay. So I think I'm done with my rant. That was fun. When the DLC comes out, especially if it's free, I will download that and we'll get her going. And the next game up for Sundays is Guardians of the Galaxy. So I'm looking forward to that. That's another game that seemed to have pretty good reviews, a lot of story to that, and I've kind of been avoiding any spoilers. So, all right. Blue Speed, we will catch you next time then. Thanks again for joining. Have a good night. We will see you next time. I do stream Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. I don't know where you're at, Blue Speed. Narc is Poland, so his timing's a little bit different. But Sunday nights, I'm doing, well, now I'm going to be doing Guardians of the Galaxy. Tuesday nights, I just started Cave Story Plus. Don't know anything about that game. We're just starting fresh. I've only done one stream of that, so that's fun to do. Oh, Alabama. Okay, perfect. Nice. Yeah, I'm over on the West Coast. So we're a few hours off. But so Tuesday nights I'm doing Cave Story right now, and then Thursday nights I'm doing Armello. It's a strategy board game style type. It's a lot of fun. And so yeah, you can come check it out. I've got links to a Discord page. So you can hop on and join that. I've got YouTube, all my videos that I do streaming, as well as videos I did years ago where I have horrible audio recording, but still had some fun games. You can check that out. Links on my Twitch channel as well. And so thanks again for the follow. Thanks for joining in and for giving me some input. I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. Stuff that I didn't know about because I've been avoiding spoilers, so I haven't listened to anything about Sonic. So I'm glad I finally finished this, so now I actually can look at that stuff. Anyway, all right. So that's it for this stream. We're ending a bit early, but that's okay. Thanks again for joining. I hope you guys have a fantastic week. We'll see you next time. Take care, and may God bless.